Okay, so we are back, and now we're gonna try and make sense of these pictures because they weren't complete before. So let's check it out. Okay, whew. Now they made them complete, I think. All right, so let's check it out. Now, we have on the left side 1/10. Did I already misplay? Oh, there they are. We have 4/100ths. And then remember, they broke one of these into like a bunch of tiny little pieces. So we have three of this broken into 10. So if this was broken into 10 pieces, we have three of the tiny little pieces left over. All right. That's why it's 1/10, 400ths, and 3,000ths. 143 thousandths. All right. On the opposite side, we have 2/10ths and we have 500ths. So we're looking at 2500ths. All right. And then once again, if you're looking at base 10, you see you have 2/10ths over here and 1/10 over here. So you already know that the one with the most tenths pieces in this situation is the greater one. So you would have the alligator eat 2500ths because it has 2/10ths. All right. They're trying to get you to see the same thing with these place value discs. All right, there's 1/10, which is the blue one. There are 400ths, which are the green one, and then 3,000ths, which are the pink ones. On this side, we have 2/10ths, which are the blue ones, and then we have 500ths, which are the green ones. So on this side, we only have 1/10. This side, we have 2/10ths. So 2/10ths is greater than 1/10. So therefore, once again, if we're looking at the pictures, each one of these pictures has been showing us that 2500ths is still greater. All right. And then finally, if we wanted to look at it with a number line, hopefully they did. No, did they do it correctly? They did. They did. Okay. Okay. So they did it correctly this time. So here's 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, 9/10, and then 1. All right, so remember, if the number line starts in 0 and ends in 1, then each space in between, if there's 10 spaces, is tenths. All right, so as you can see, they put 143 thousandths on our number line right about here. 143 thousandths. It's after 1/10, but before 2/10, and it's a little bit before 1 and 5 or 1500ths. All right, and then over here you have 2500ths, which is smack dab in the middle between 2/10 and 3/10. So if we put those numbers on a number line, once again we can see that 2500ths is greater on our number line. So there are very many different ways of looking at this numerical form, the way that we did, where we stacked our numbers, stacked our place values, and then compared the numbers that we're looking at, right? So one way told us that 2500ths was bigger. The base 10 way showed us that 2500ths was bigger. The place value discs way showed us that 2/10 is larger than 1/10. So once again, 2500ths is bigger. And then on the number line, if we put 2500ths and 143 thousandths on the same number line, 2500ths is larger. All right, so that's a bunch of different ways of looking at comparing and our comparing decimal numbers. All right. So let's see. Do they want to give us something else? They do. All right. So let me clear all this because it's going to be confusing otherwise. Remember, they have not given us all the information yet. They've only given us a little. So I want you to try on your desk. I want you to try to solve it one of the ways that we just went through. So you can either stack the decimal points, stack the place values, and compare your numbers. You could draw place value blocks, or you can draw place value discs, or you could draw a number line. All right. So I want you to try one of the ways. Give it a shot real quick. Press pause, give it a shot, come back and see if we have the same answer. Welcome back from your pausing. All right. So did you try it on your desk? Still no? Or yes? Okay, try it on your desk. Okay. So now, if we look at the numbers once again, like I said, the easiest way I think there is in the whole entire universe, just stack up your decimal points. All right. First thing you do is stack up your decimal points. The second thing that you do is you're going to fill in the two numbers. There are 0 ones, there's 2/10, there's 100th, and there's 5,000ths. On the other number, we have 0 in the ones, we have 2 in the tenths, we have 3 in the hundredths, and we can draw an emoji 0 to hold our place. Draw a face to save a place.